Good morning. Good morning, YouTube, or should I say, habari za hasaburi. Habari za asaburi means good morning in Swahili. But as you can see, the title is Kuvuta kiti, kachini pumzika. Kuvuta kiti means pull up a chair. Kachini means sit down. Pumzika means relax. So, kuvuta kiti, kachini pumzika, marafiki. So, good morning, everyone. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. This is your home girl, Barbosa, the BT 1000. Do another live video real quick. Shout out to the chat. I just wanted to come in and say good morning to everyone. And I'm sure everyone is well aware of what's going on these YouTube streets. We see what's going on between Kevlo and Anthony, the King Outlaw, on these YouTube streets. I don't need to say anything else about it. I think both parties know how I feel. But I am going to say this. I don't like KB. I don't like none of those Quamites. And Kevlo is related to who? KB. He's related to TJ. Those are the people I don't like. So, of course, I'm going to be prejudiced, or should I say biased, in how I feel about them. Anthony, I think he made a terrible mistake of leaving his home state to go to Atlanta, Georgia to spend any time with anyone or to meet anyone on these YouTube streets. That is something I would not do. I would not do. If I'm leaving from South Carolina, I'm from New York. So if I'm leaving from South Carolina to go to New York, I know that I'm leaving from here to go to Chinatown first, the Bronx second, Yonkers next, and New Rochelle, because that's where my family lives, my extended family, my cousins, one of my aunts, and I think my grandmother has a few more of her siblings that live there still, because my grandmother and Aunt Pam, they passed away. Aunt Pam, Grandma, and Aunt Bernice, they passed away. So it's very little people left from the old school. Shout out to the chat. Now, I told you that if anything was to happen to me, or I was to go to jail or anything, let's say I was to get into a difficult situation, I couldn't call anyone on these YouTube streets. Not for real serious stuff. I would have to call a witch doctor. I would have to get in touch with a medium, a psychic, because those people that would get me out of jail or front me a large amount of money, they're all ghosts. They're all sleeping in a dirt nap. So I'm on my own. When Birdman died, I was on my own. Totally. Totally. So shout out to the chat. And I hope Anthony never does this again. Hope nobody does this dumb shit, meeting someone on these YouTube streets. Get it in your head. We don't know each other. We are ghosts on this app, in this sector. We don't know each other personally. We don't. we know of. We know of each other. A lot of you don't even camera up. So how am I supposed to know who the fuck you really are? That's what I'm saying. Like, how am I supposed to know? You know what I mean? But most of the people that's on here in the sector do camera up. I've seen a lot of you uncammed. Shout out to the chat. So that's cool. That's cool. But yeah, today is Sunday. So the work week is getting ready to begin tomorrow, early tomorrow morning. And I see on these YouTube streets where Dr. Umar's daughter is going through whatever she going through. You know, I've been looking at her videos lately. Been looking at her videos lately, and I'm saying to myself, this is a nice looking young woman. Why did she leave Philadelphia to be going to New York or New Jersey or any place else that she's going? And she's having family difficulties or whatever the case may be. I'm going to tell you something. Dr. Umar is not the only woke brother who has walked out on his children, his family. He's not the only woke brother that has done this. I remember there was a minister that was with the Nation of Islam. Matter of fact, he's the high supreme priest of the Nation of Islam, Melchizedek. Yeah, Melchizedek Shabazz Allah. He is the supreme high priestess of the Nation of Islam and of the world. And he said when he first started out in the Nation of Islam, they were told that when you got out of prison because of where the wife was living or whatever the case may be, they would have had to go out in the world on their own and make it without being with their families. And that's a reality with a lot of these woke brothers. These brothers that woke up from their coma, their sleep, their mental death, they resurrect. And a lot of them leave home. They don't never come back. Some stay, but there's a lot that leave. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. They are sometimes encouraged to leave. A lot of you don't know the ins and outs about certain lifestyles and cultures and religious orders. That's why I don't practice Christianity. I don't practice Judaism. I don't practice Islam. Those are dead religions in my eyes. Black people need to stop worshiping things that don't look like them. Stop acknowledging things that are not of you. Shout out to the chat. That's what I keep saying. My name is Arabia. My name was given to me at my birth. My mother, she was a part of the Nation of Islam. She joined up in 1968. She left in 1974. So during that time that she was with them, she had children. Unfortunately for her, these children were born out of wedlock. She did not marry any of our fathers. This woman came from the South. She came from Charleston, South Carolina. She went to New York. She got involved with people maybe she should have never got involved with. My mother joined the Nation of Islam. Even though my mother was a member of the temple, she was still in the streets. She was still drinking. She was still smoking her cigarettes. She was still doing her drugs. She didn't work anywhere back then. She was a booster. You know what that means? One that goes into an establishment and steals large amounts of whatever they're stealing. They leave out and then they sell the goods. My mother was a booster. My father, when they was together, he used to boost right along with her. They did that for a long time. And then when I was born, they would take me with them on their boosting trips. And you know how it is when you have kids, the kids don't stay young forever. We start growing up, start getting a little bigger. And my father said when he pulled up the seat and tried to slide in those jackets he stole, he looked right into my eyes. And he told my mother, he said, we can't take her no more on these trips with us. Not too long after that, stuff happened between them because there was a lot of domestic violence. So me and my brother ended up in the system and we stayed there. We never reunited with our parents as children. We reunited with them when we became adults, when we grew up. And that's a long story. Those of you that have been knowing me for a couple of years, you know what happened to me when I went into foster care. You know what happened. You know how things transpired for me. And then I grew up. Then I went to prison. Then I got out of prison. And now, currently, to this day, I'm out. But I haven't forgotten the lessons that I learned in life. And sometimes people just gotta just sit back and relax. You know what I mean? Don't go rushing to meet nobody, not even in real life. It wouldn't make any sense. Like when I go to work in the morning, let's say I'm walking to work, I don't be rushing. That's why I leave out of here, 3:30 in the morning, sometime 3:45, because I know it's going to take me an hour and 30 minutes to get to my destination. I can't just go rushing down there. I got to take my time. Because even though it's that early in the morning, cars still be on the road. People be snooping around. I have to be aware of my surroundings. I just can't go rushing. Something happened to me. That's it. Of course, I will go on. I will live on. Shout out to the chat. Hey, Thick Cut. Thick Cut. Good morning. Oh my God, Thick Cut on came into the room. How you doing, Thick Cut? Shout out to you. Good morning to you. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate your view. Yeah, it's good to see you. It's good to see you. Thick Cut is one of the drop kings on these YouTube streets. He's one of the drop kings on these YouTube streets. Oh, we got some other people say they drop kings, but not like Thick Cut. Shout out to Thick Cut. That's it, man. But yeah, some people just need to just relax. Take your time. Don't be going rushing to meet nobody because you see the disaster that just happened. And I admit it. when King Anthony Outlaw first did his first video, and he was telling his story about what happened, and Supernova had hit the link, and then I came right after Super, and I laughed. And I said what I said to him. I said, I don't believe a word of it. Then I spoke in my Swahili and a little bit of Spanish, and I dropped down. But then yesterday, I was on the YouTube streets, and I listened to what he was saying yesterday when he was over there with Vince, and then he did his own live. And then I, heard some other people say some other stuff about him. So I was like, oh my God, look at the disaster. Look at what's going on. I don't think he realized that this was going to happen. I don't think he realized. Anyway, hey, good morning. Good morning, Dialogue. Good to see you. I wholeheartedly agree. The cut major skills. That's right, Dialogue with me, TV. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in, everyone. I don't want to be up here too long. Anyone want to hit the link? I think Iceberg is live right now. I don't know what he gonna be talking about. I think he gonna be talking about things that's going on with the bus life and not to believe certain things. The only thing I know about the major players of bus life, which is Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown is a Squid Game player. He doesn't give a fuck about nobody. He doesn't care about his supporters. He treats his supporters like shit when he can no longer use them. And then sometimes he kicks them out of bus life, or sometimes those people leave and create their own sectors, their own channels, their own everything. They build. While Kwame Brown tries to take away and destroy. And I see him doing it. And I tried to warn Anthony long time ago. When I saw KB in that chat with Anthony yesterday, I said, oh. I said that to myself. I kept listening to what was going on, and I said, oh. So I finally left out of his chat. Then when I came back, Kwame Brown no longer had his ranch. You can't trust these Kwamites. They will destroy you every time. You cannot trust the Kwamites. Leave those people alone. Kevlo, I don't believe a goddamn word he talking about. Ever since he been on these YouTube streets, it's always about give me money, give me money. He want everybody to give him money all the time. Asking for cash apps all the fucking time. I thought this man had his own business. I thought this man had his own job. Doesn't he wash cars and clean cars, detail cars for a fucking living? So why is he on these YouTube streets asking people for their hard-earned money? Why? Then he gets into an argument with TJ and KB, and they argue. They're going back and forth. He turned on his own people for Cash App donations. And then when certain things started happening, he left from off this YouTube and went somewhere else. Now he's back. Now he wants to reclaim the outlaw name. Anthony, if you took the name outlaw, keep it. Keep that fucking name and build your channel like the way you need. Keep doing what the fuck you're doing. And don't believe in those Quamites no more. Don't trust them no more. Don't listen to them no more. Because they don't give a fuck about you. If something would have happened to you, being down there in Atlanta, Georgia, they would have made content of it. You went to jail, something else more terrible, more frightening could have happened. And they would not have gave a damn. Now, shout out to the chat. I'm out of here. You guys have a awesome weekend. Peace.